I was only 11 around. Hundreds of crowd people gathered. The ice was covered, and the bullet popped out the eyes.
Imagine being just 11 years old, summoned to the town square with every other child in your village. You don't know why you're there, only that you must watch. A man stands tied to a post. The soldiers raise their rifles, one shot, then another, blood on the ground, screams, and silence. That was normal life for Timothy Cho, a boy born in one of the most secretive and brutal regimes on Earth, North Korea. For the rest of the world, the year was 1990. For Timothy, it was a world with no internet, no truth, no choice, only fear. His story isn't just one of survival. It's the story of how a child watched his country erase humanity, one life at a time. Timothy's parents were different. They whispered about freedom, a dangerous word in North Korea. When his parents tried to defect to China, they were caught. His father disappeared. His mother vanished soon after. Timothy was left orphaned, homeless, and hungry. He became one of North Korea's kojebi, a street child, scavenging for food, sleeping under bridges, begging, stealing, surviving. Every night he looked toward the border lights, China, so close. A line of hope drawn across the frozen river. And one day, he decided to cross it. The river was freezing. His body trembling, heart racing, he stepped into the black water, chased by guards, driven by fear and hope. Somehow, he made it. But freedom didn't last long. Chinese police caught him. In handcuffs, he was sent back across the border, back to the nightmare he had tried to escape. North Korea's prison system is built not for justice, but for breaking people. Timothy was sent to a detention center, a concrete cell without light or heat. He was beaten, starved, forced to kneel for hours until his legs went numb. Sometimes, guards tied prisoners by their wrists and let them hang for hours. Sometimes, they made them crawl on gravel until their knees bled. He watched people die for stealing a handful of corn. Timothy was only 13. He could have given up. But he didn't. In that silence, in that pain, a thought began to grow inside him. If I survive this, I will tell the world. 2 years later, after endless days of torture, Timothy was released. He was told to rebuild his life, but in a country that doesn't forgive escape. The guards warned him, "We're watching you. Run again, and you die." But Timothy's mind was already beyond the fences. He knew there was no life left for him there, so he planned his second escape. This time, he crossed through mountains, rivers, and minefields. Each step could have been his last. He hid by day, walked by night, and begged for food from strangers who feared even speaking to him. And somehow, against all odds, he made it across the border again. He reached China, then Mongolia, and finally, freedom. But freedom came with another kind of pain. No one wanted to believe his story. Western journalists said it sounded too horrific to be true. Some called him a liar. Others said, "You must be exaggerating. After all, how could a government torture a child just for crossing a river?" But Timothy had the scars to prove it. His testimony began to appear in reports by the UN Commission of Inquiry. His story echoed in BBC, The Guardian, The Telegraph, each confirming pieces of what he endured. And slowly, the world began to listen. While Timothy rebuilt his life, North Korea continued its cycle of terror. Millions starved during the arduous March famine. Entire families disappeared for owning a Bible or for watching a South Korean drama. Today, the country still runs a vast network of prison camps known as Kwanliso, where torture, forced labor, and public executions continue. Timothy never forgot those still trapped behind the borders. In interviews, he once said, "Survival isn't freedom. I'm free only when North Koreans are." He began speaking at parliaments, schools, and international forums, demanding that the world stop treating human rights abuses as political chess pieces. He met survivors, activists, even defectors who crossed paths with his old cellmates. Each story he heard reminded him, The past doesn't end when you escape it. It follows you. Timothy Cho found freedom, but he never stopped fighting ghosts. Nightmares of prison, the smell of damp cells, the screams that never left his head. Yet he turned that pain into purpose. He worked with the UK's all-party parliamentary group on North Korea, calling for investigations, sanctions, and truth. He became a symbol, not of pity, but of resistance. His words still echo. Freedom is fragile. We must protect it, even for those who can't speak. But behind every survival story lies a question the world avoids asking. How many didn't make it? How many stories were buried with those who died nameless, faceless, voiceless? Timothy once said, "The worst prison isn't made of walls, it's made of silence." And North Korea remains a fortress of silence. The same regime that tortured children still tests missiles, censors its people, and silences every truth. And the world watches, hesitates, and moves on. Today, Timothy Cho lives in the UK. He smiles more, laughs sometimes, but he never forgets. He speaks for those who can't. He warns the world of what silence allows. In his speeches, he often says, "I'm not a victim, I'm a survivor." But there are millions who cannot tell their story. So I tell it for them because the fight isn't over. It just changed shape. Timothy Cho's life is not just a tragedy. It's a testament to the power of one voice against tyranny. He survived starvation, torture, imprisonment, and loss, and still chose to believe that truth matters. He stands as living proof that courage can outlast fear. His story reminds us, when a nation erases its people, the world must remember their names. When silence becomes policy, speaking out becomes resistance. So we ask, in a world that scrolls past suffering, who will stop and listen? If you believe stories like Timothy's deserve to be heard, share this video, leave your thoughts below, and let the world know. Silence protects no one. Truth saves lives.
Tales and